Hey, everybody. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher, coming to you this Sunday night, school night, at 7:12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I said earlier in my live that I was going to come back on and I was going to talk about the Pope's funeral, which was yesterday on Saturday. So just to go back over some brief, these are some screenshots from that day, the different Sky News and AP News and some other outlets were showing. So I just want to let y'all know how this all started. Okay, so this started a week ago. Okay, um, JD Vice President, U.S. Vice President JD Vance met the Pope. The Pope didn't look like he was that happy to see him. He has criticized JD Vance and also overall the Trump administration for how they are treating immigrants. So yeah, and by the way, JD Vance is a recent convert to Catholicism. I think he's been a Catholic for 5 to 6 years. So I'm just like, not quite sure how you forget that, one of the doctrines of the church that is always stressed by the Pope and for everybody is how you treat foreigners in a foreign land and how you treat immigrants. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph were immigrants, refugees who fled from Bethlehem, Nazareth, Bethlehem to Egypt for 2 years. I don't know if Egypt asked them for any papers while they went over there, but I'm just saying. Think about the Good Samaritan. Being a good Christian or a good Jewish person and pretending to another person who's outside of their ethnicity, while members of that person's ethnicity is not even coming to their aid. I'm just saying. Okay. Then the next day, I get up in the morning, Monday morning, and I found out after the Pope, done a blessing. We met Vance on a Saturday, did Easter on Sunday, did a blessing. I think someone else may have done the homily. And then Monday morning, I found out the Pope is gone. And I'm just like, I thought he was going to be out of here a couple of months ago because he had the double pneumonia. And I didn't know at the time that he only had one lung. Okay. The Pope was it 86? Oh, no, 88. 88. Uh-huh. And then I did a video telling y'all how disrespectful somebody out here being the Pope about the Pope. Talking about today evil has left this earth hours after the Pope has died. Ma'am, no, you the way the evil you talk all the time? No. I don't think so. Because she was upset about his policies about immigrants. That was her thing. So she must be worshiping a different God. I got a different Bible. I don't know. Something about different with her. So this next one is going to be a little triggering for you. This is the Pope. I think this is right before they seal or cover him up and then seal him in his casket. So this is the Pope. The last, oh Lord, I have to admit though, whoever did the body did a good job. I don't know if the Vatican City they contracted out to a funeral home or if they got their own little division of the funeral home. They put him away. That is nice. He did say he wanted a regular, I forgot what other types of caskets they normally give the Pope one out. But he said, "Now just give me a regular wooden one," which I still think this wooden one is nice now. But then right before, I guess the homily, or I don't know if it's the end of the funeral, they a cardinal or a priest or comes up and covers him, so he gets covered in like another sheet, and then they seal. I don't know if you can see, they're putting nails around the outer part because they're going to seal him in there because I guess they don't want nobody disturbing him because they want him to rest in peace in there. And then he decided that he did not want to normally all the other popes hey Lindsay, normally all of the popes, they are buried, I guess, in the tomb underneath. Is it underneath? St. Peter's Basilica. So you're like, think about churches. There are churches, and then there's some churches that are cathedrals, and then there's above cathedrals is something else. Um, Maybe it is cathedral, and then there's basilicas, and usually that's associated with if a holy person, um, or maybe a possible saint, either their body is near there or something associated with them that is holy that they had is there. So I think because most of I think almost all the popes, except Pope Francis, they're buried under St. Peter's Basilica. He said, because I guess because remember he picked Francis as his name because he was really trying to like live that pious life, and that's why he said, I just want a regular, these my arrangements is I want a regular coffin. Y'all put me not at St. Peter's, put me at St. Mary, it's a Mary Major, and that is actually where his Pope's residence was, because usually the Pope's residence is in, I guess, either near St. Peter's Square or St. Pete. I'm probably getting confused, but he was like, "No, I'm good. I just be over here," because I think he was already over there when Pope Benedict was still alive, and he was still in the he I think he retired, but I don't think he left the resident. Or Pope Francis probably was like, "Oh no, man, you can, because you retired, you can keep that. I like being over here in Saint Mary Major, So he just stayed there, and so he got buried at Saint Mary Major. So that was yesterday, but today, even though they sealed him inside the coffin, they put. I need to find that picture. It was a really nice picture too. Um, People got to actually, they opened the doors of the St. Mary Major tomb where he's laid, and people were actually able to come there. So when they go in, they will see like a candle, and they will see like a plaque with his name on it, and it'll say, I think it said, did it say Francis? Y'all hold on, I'm gonna go see if I can find it so y'all can see it. Mm. Okay. Oh, Okay, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I have to go get the let me see, get the pictures for y'all. I have to delete some more stuff on here so I can get the pictures on him. Cause the tomb you can go and visit him. And it's just like, when you go visit the grave of a deceased loved one, some people I know like in Houston, like there's cemeteries, and uh, then there's also places where they have tombs. Then there's also places where they have mausoleums. I think because New Orleans, they're like literally underwater. Most of them that I think is they got to be on top because the sea level is too low. So I'm gonna show you um, the outside, and then thank you for being patient. By the way, while I was getting these things for you, because I wanted to make sure y'all were able to see. Um, wait, is that big enough for y'all to see? Okay, that one's big enough for y'all to see, so y'all can see. Okay, so after they sealed him in, this is where you can go. So behind this, I guess, a little wall where they're taking the picture at, and they said the line, y'all, was long, like iPhone. The first day the iPhone come out, long line, maybe even longer than that. Like it was long. Uh, yeah. Cause he had a bit, even like the procession from, I guess, the St. Peter's Square where he had his funeral, and then to the St. Mary Major Basilica, and then I think the day before, maybe they put his casket in the Pope mobile and just drove him around. So that everybody else who couldn't make it to the square, they got to be there. So, um, um, okay. So this is the next picture I'm going to show you is a little bit more up close. These are actually photos that are released with permission from the Vatican. Okay. Oh no, that wasn't the one I needed to put. Okay, so this is the next one. You look at it up close, and it has a cross right there. And then at the bottom, the little wooden thing at the bottom that says Pope Francis. No, I'm sorry, I take it back. It just says Francis. There you go. Here's another view of it. Yeah, like he didn't want no I mean, he didn't want no fancy stuff. No fancy stuff. And they say right here, there's a chapel next door, so you can come here, pay your respect, and then you can go to the little chapel and pray. You know, I want to say one of these things said that he liked to pray. Come there and pray. Was it this one? Let me look at it. I think I have a little thing on there. I was trying to make sure y'all could see some of the words that they had on there. Yeah, it says expected to view the tomb of the Pope Francis as released by the Vatican media on Sunday, April 27th, 2025. And so they were saying this is how they're expecting everybody to be there. So, but it was one of them that said, I'm trying to think where this one. It was something that said that he liked the reason why he wanted to be over here. Okay, this is the one that says Pope Francis reportedly would pray before the Byzantine style icon of the Madonna. Okay. Before he went on foreign trips during his 12 years as Pope. So I guess, you know, so but rest in peace, Pope Francis. But I think Pope Francis is out here, y'all, still performing miracles. If he can get this Ukraine war, so this might be his first uh miracle towards sainthood. I think it used to be, is it 3 miracles or 2? Because guess who met before the funeral? Trump and Zelensky. So this is um, Trump and Zelensky. Both of them said later on when the reporters asked them about it, they were like, "Hey, it was a very productive meeting." And usually Trump likes to talk a whole lot, but in this case, they both said the same thing, and um, but I did. This was they said before the funeral. Now there's a video. Please look at the videos in the description because one of the videos does show the man right here on the right is the French President Macron. So um it looked like Trump was going up to Zelensky, and like the man on the left, that's one of the, I guess, the Vatican City officials, and he was kind of looking like, oh, what is about to pop off here? So he was supposed to go get them. They were going to go meet. Someone was getting chairs for them to sit down. The ones that I just showed you, they were sitting in. But Macron came up before, I guess, Trump could say something to Zelensky or at least shake his hand. Macron went up to Zelensky and gave him shook his hand, but like it was like the brother, handshake. And then then all of a sudden, when it came to Trump, he didn't shake Trump's hand. But then somebody was a lip reader, I don't know if they're correct or not, allegedly Trump was telling Macron like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Just me and him are supposed to be here. And then Zelensky said, yeah, we're just going to be sitting here and talking. But it looks almost like to me, though, that Macron is trying to make sure that Trump doesn't try to bully Zelensky. Because, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to be a peacemaker. And he knows what Trump is like, you know? And so, and then the Vatican officials, they're just like, what's going on? But ultimately, Macron, he kind of goes away, and then they sit down for a while, and they hopefully had a very productive They both said to the reporters after they're like, oh, we both had a very productive conversation. Of course, we can't tell you everything now. And Trump said the same thing. Something like, did somebody, did the spirit of Pope Francis close Trump mouth and open up his ears? Did his people say, look, this is what you're gonna say, this is what he gonna say, and we're not gonna say nothing else? Maybe Macron was on the side, just something like, hey, people gonna come out here and ask what y'all say, this is what y'all gonna say. Just keep it tight lip. Do you know who was conveniently not there though? This is everybody. So after I guess when they met before the funeral, then it was time for I guess how you get the funeral is the funeral procession. And so usually it's the closest relatives or spouse closest relatives, and then everybody else falls in, and then friends, family, and everybody else in the back, worker, co-workers, everybody else in the back. Well, so this is them walking in. So everybody walked in. So you see President Biden and Jill, far right. By the way, President Biden is the second Catholic president, second after JFK. And here you see in the middle, this is President Trump and Melania. And you see how the women are dressed, because that's supposed to be what they're supposed to be dressed like. So this time she actually was dressed appropriately. Remember when she went to former First Lady Rosalind Carter's funeral, and although the First Lady wore black, but she wore a gray outfit, and I was like, I know she got a black outfit somewhere. So she didn't make that mistake this time. So this is them showing them to the seats. Then you see Prince William right there. His dad is back in England. I don't know if he has cancer treatments this week or if he's doing something else, because he can't go do everything. And I forget who the older prince that he's talking to next. I don't know if that's Norway. That might be Norway. I don't know. But then later on, Zelensky shows up, and they're just pointing him towards his seat. And okay, so like there's like you'll see. Did I put a video in there with the funeral? Okay, so like when they going out to walk There's special seating for the world leaders, dignitaries, the archbishops, the cardinals, all of them. Pope Francis family, they coming um uh where is he from? Argentina. Is he from Argentina? Is Argentina right? Is it Chile? It's South America. Okay, so um and so there are big TV monitors all around the St. Peter's Square. So for the people who came to the Pope Francis funeral who are sitting like way far, they can still see what's going up close near where all the dignitaries at, the person giving the homily, the eulogy, and where Pope Francis's coffin is. Him and his coffin is at. So when and you understand all the news, people, they're showing this on their TV channels, your streaming services, YouTube, everything. So they're seeing people walk in. So someone said in several different videos, when Biden walked in with Jill, people started clapping. And when Zelensky walked to his seat, people started clapping. When Trump came in, none of them clapped. So you know that people in Vatican City, people in Italy, people who can't, like, they're watching the news. They know what's going on. They're very well informed. Some of them probably got relatives trying to go to school over here and their visas getting taken away. But last week they said they restored them visas. Because people, they were getting, it was like 100 lawsuits. Okay. Um, they restored them American children back here to the United States, and all the people that they falsely sent somewhere else, like Abrego Garcia and about 3 or 4 other people, um, without due process. Okay, but let me move on. What was I gonna say? Um, the last thing I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna be here long. I'm actually gonna be truthful. I think the first video that I have listed in my shows, it says Trump's disrespectful behavior at the funeral. So this is what I also read. Okay, so when the dignitaries, let me see if I can go find it. Let me go find it for you, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I took a screenshot of it because I was like, I got to share this with the people because nobody gonna believe this here. Mm, um, okay, maybe I don't have it. But I saw an article that said um, that there is a seating arrangement, a traditional seating arrangement that is supposed to have happened. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all like, let me see trash people keep going in and out. We need to be more prepared. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna show y'all this one. This is the seating arrangement. Okay. So I'm gonna put the article in here. I'm gonna put the article in the description. Hey, Mama. I'm sorry. I was. Hey, Sidra Watkins, Mama Lisa. I'm sorry, I've just been talking and talking and talking, and and I'm just like, so this is from Yahoo News, and they had a good picture. So let me check. Chairs look like a photo op of two. Oh my goodness. Mama Lee. Hey, Sidra, Lindsay. Okay, thank you, Mama Lisa. Okay. Thank you, Sidra. I didn't know that. According to protocol, the British monarch cannot attend funerals. That's why William went. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering about that too, because because after they put him in the tomb, and I think put sealed his casket and then put him in a tomb, and then the conclave happens. It's I forget how many days it's gonna be, but it's all the cardinals who are able to come are supposed to get there, and then they're supposed to vote on him. Um, so okay, so according to protocol, because he's a pope, okay, so the world leaders are supposed to sit. Well, first it's supposed to be because he's from okay, hold on. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay. So I believe is it supposed to be his family? Then it's supposed to be no, I'm sorry, not the family. I want to say it's no, it could be the family because it's like I guess they're going in order of like where he was last. So it's like Vatican officials, Argentina, because that's where he's from. They get to sit. No, I think that's it. I think the Argentinian church and president get to be on the front row because that's where he's from. Um, and I'm going to say his family must be in a different area, but still in the front. They should be in the front. But then again, they might have had a private something for him. But anyway, it's supposed to be Argentina, where I think this is where he's from. Argentina, the the church official, probably the archbishop, and the president. Well, no, the presidential leaders. I think this is all secular leaders. They're supposed to be on the front. Then it's supposed to go in order by last name of the representative of the country that showed up. So we all know Trump last name start with a T, right? We know this. So his ass should be in the back. Okay. Biden also went. So guess what? Biden gonna be in the front, so no, probably third row. But so basically, and then Zelensky, I guess, would have been back on the same row with Trump. I'm sorry. But anyway, did Obama I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about Obama attending. Or maybe they only give it to like the last, maybe they only give it to the current and the last one to attend. Because I noticed when yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think he did. But he did say some nice things about the Pope. So here, oh, this is what I want to say. So the first row was supposed to be the Argentinian leaders, because where Pope Francis was from. Then it was supposed to be the leaders by alphabet. So and they said that with Trump, no, I think it was damn it, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. I want to say it was Argentina first. Then I think it may be the country alphabet. So it may be ABC by alphabet, but then I'm sorry, I'm still getting this wrong. I read the article. Y'all read the article. It said he's supposed to be on the third row. So he's not that far back. And I don't know if you can see, and I think Biden may even be farther back. He had some shades on at one point, but he looked like it didn't bother him to be where he was. But guess what, Mr. Trump said, y'all? Trump told them. So they sent out the invitation to the funeral. Trump says, I guess even before he gets his invitation, he calls Vatican City and say, look, if you want me to come, I got to be on the front row. I got to be in the front row. If I ain't on the front row, I ain't coming. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, this ain't y'all. So this is not even the protocol that they're supposed to have. Okay, hey, Sister Walkers, thank you for not verifying that for me. Yeah. So, yeah. So the Vatican City was like, okay, we just want peace at the funeral. We're just gonna sit. Yes, sir. You can sit in the front, right? Now, it is customary. We all know. Yeah, we're not surprised. You couldn't even wait to get the invitation, the phone call from Vatican City, the paperwork. You already calling them. They 7 hours ahead, 7 hours ahead, and telling them, I ain't coming unless I get in the front seat. What the heck? It's like you call shotgun at the wedding. Like you go shotgun in the car. So it's customary. Everyone said you're supposed to wear a dark or a black suit. Why is the president of the United States wearing blue? By the way, have y'all noticed that for the last 2 months, I don't think I've ever seen him wear any other colored suit but blue. And then I also started noticing that the other cabinet members, like when it's something like he got all the reporters and stuff in there, he could assign something and if the other cabinet members are there, they're all matching him. Y'all ever notice that? I'm like, what is going on? It's like y'all doing some like white version of the 5 Heartbeats. Y'all they got the same suit and the matching tie. Yeah. Vatican City just was like, okay. I don't know if they just did want to be petty and just say, hey, you don't, they just didn't want this. They just wanted peace. They were like, okay, just give him what he wants. Just give him what he wants. Because, yeah. Everybody know him. This is the Pope. We want this to go off with a nice hitch, So, so this is actually, I don't know if it's brown nosing per se, but remember the Pope is not okay. So the Pope is also the head of government and the head of state for Vatican City, Rome. Vatican City, Rome is actually a country. Oh, I forgot. I remember the other country that was supposed to be in the front row. Argentina and Italy was supposed to be on the first row because Vatican City, Rome is a country inside of Italy. So Italy officials were supposed to be in the front row with Argentina because that was where he's from. And then the second row, it was supposed to be the leaders by their last name. And then Trump would have been on the third. But he told them, I ain't coming unless I'm on the front row. Then he got on the front row. Then he come in there with a blue suit on and nobody else got a blue suit on. Look at the men who are like the Middle Eastern people. And look how they have that little headdress thing. They are even wearing black. They are even wearing black. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You meant the cabinet members are brown. Yeah, because this is the thing. Trump picked some lower ones this time around. They talk like them. They sound like them. They deflect like them. They're there's attack dogs. And unfortunately, they got all the perks that he got. And I'm just like, yeah. I mean, yeah. My thing is, I think they probably didn't want JD Vance to come back to go to the funeral. So they probably said just let him sit in the front row. Yeah, he was disrespectful. And then like the first video that's listed in the description, they say he was chewing gum. And by the way, just like y'all know, a funeral service like in a Catholic church is like a full mass. And you're not supposed to drink or eat, even chew gum before mass because you're not supposed to take anything before the bread, body and blood of Christ. So he was chewing gum. He was looking around. At one point, they said that he was sleeping. Then you demand to be in the front row, and then you wear a blue suit because you want to stand out. That was the only thing. Like, dude, this not even your funeral. This the Pope's funeral. It's the Pope's funeral. But you know what? The Pope was such I guess even though he could come out and say what he felt about you. I mean, even when he saw Vance, you can tell that he did not want to meet Vance there, but he still was doing his, I guess head of state, head of the church duties. But he knows English. He didn't speak Italian. I mean, they had an interpreter there. He let the man shake his hand. That's about it. He didn't want nothing else. But but he made his arrangements after he died, and he wrote everything down he wanted them to do. And so they were just trying to do everything they wanted them to do. But yeah, I think protocol. They probably wouldn't have. I mean, this is the thing. Barbara Bush said, and I quote, "I don't want that man at my funeral." He was not at her funeral. She was former first lady. But since Trump at the time was the head of the government, she was not the head of the government, so he didn't really have to be there. But they made it known. She said in her wishes, "I do not want that man at my funeral," and he was not there. And I'm trying to think who came instead. I think it might have been Pence. I'm trying to think. Now he had to be at President H.W. Bush funeral, but he couldn't go to the private one. And then he made a whole spectacle when they had the one in the church. He gonna show up last, y'all, and he has a coat, like one of them long coats on. Then Melania gonna sit down, and all the other presidents and everybody else, they all and vice president, everybody else already sitting down with their spouse and everything. He gonna come in on the side last, take off his coat, look around so everybody can see him, and then hands his coat to the Secret Service. No, I think he folded it over. Either he gave it to the Secret Service agent or he folded it over the little pew thing in the front. I said, "This is not your funeral." My Lord. I said, I think that's probably why Barbara was like, "Don't let that nigga be in my funeral. Don't let that white man be in my funeral." That's probably why she said she probably was upset. If he would have showed up to her funeral, she would have came out her casket herself. You can't miss him. At this point, I'm surprised he ain't well ran. So him and the Pope matched. Like, hey, look at me. So just like, whew. But yeah, when I saw it, all I wanted to say was, what did JD Vance tell Zelensky? Do you not own a suit? Why are you not wearing a suit? And then the other guy I thought the lady was Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. He was asking about the suit too. And then that's all I wanted to say. Mr. President, you don't own a black suit? Why are you coming to the Pope funeral all disrespectful? You don't have a suit. You don't have a black suit at home? It wasn't clean. Was this the only one not made in China? Because the China tariff is 145%. Y'all do know his suits are made in China. And so he did get the attention, he got the attention. And this is the thing with narcissists, and I do believe he's a narcissist. Narcissists want to be the center of attention. Even if it's negative, they will spin something negative like it's really a good thing, but even though we think it's a bad thing. But even when if they can't get no attention, they rather get negative attention. They want to be the center of attention. That's a good question. Because he had brothers and sisters. But maybe he got what they call that affluenza, you know? I don't know if y'all remember this. That has oh yeah, someone went oh yeah, you're right, because someone went in the store and he has a Trump store, I guess over there near isn't it a Trump Tower? Somewhere. I don't know if it's Chicago or New York. They went into the Trump store and they just started flipping stuff over and it was like made in China. Everything was made in China. And that's why China on their media, they have been roasting him. And TikTok been showing all of us showing what they've been saying. Oh, the parody videos is fun tomorrow. Look what's in my hand. What do I have that's made over there in the United States? And it's nothing in his hand. He said, "Oh, what is made over there in your country that came from over here?" It's like everything. Why he gonna tell the world? Oh yeah, me and China, we talked the other day about a deal. China came out on the media and said we didn't talk to him. We didn't talk to him. I don't know what he's talking about. We don't know him. We didn't talk to him. I'm just like, sir, stop. But yeah, I just wanted to go over my little funeral, my little funeral commentary. I just like, how you gonna go? All the world leaders is there, even the one, and this is the thing. This is a Catholic Pope. Some of those people are not Christians. Some of them are Muslims. Some of them are Hindus. Okay. But they came and they was respectful because also some of them are the head of their own country. The Pope was also the head of his own country as well. And he visits a lot of these leaders because they have Catholic believers in their country or at least nearby. And he would come and do his homily or his, I guess, sermon and, visit people. And so I'm just, yeah, right. Right. So, and by the way, on the other side of this, and I think the let me put the whatchamacallit back in there again. There you go. And put the link in there again. Because this one is not in the description. I'm gonna need to put in the description. I lost my thought. Dang it, that brain fog from this perimenopause killing me. Not killing me, just aggravating me. What I was gonna say? I can't remember. I probably remember at 2:30 in the morning. Oh, in the article, they have I guess because of Zelensky or whatever, they have him seated on like the other side. But I think it may still be the first row, but he's next to his wife and next to some little people. But even though Zelensky, if you notice, like he's not wearing a suit. Let me show you. He's not like right here. He's not wearing a suit. He's still wearing black. Because for the most part, he's like when this was happening, like Russia was still bombing Kiev. They were still sending missiles. Do you know how awkward that'd be if Russia was there? You know what? Maybe Russia wasn't even invited. Just think about it. You know what? We might not even Vatican City might have said Russia stay home. You know what I'm saying? They might. I mean, we don't know. We might learn that later on. Or you know what? Russia could have did. You know what? I could see Putin do this. Call them before he gets into the table. Say, hey, if Zelensky is there, I'm not coming. I could see him saying some shit like that. If Zelensky there, I'm not coming. And they probably were like, okay, send your prime minister or somebody else. Okay. He probably did. They probably, or he might already know that he was gonna be welcome there, like either him and Trump in the same place at the same time in front of a cross. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, that had the Pope would have came up with his casket for real and delivered his own homily. They said during the homily, the priest kind of like threw some criticism and shade at Trump. So I'm about to go back to that homily and listen. So, but he has like his little black military jacket, but he got a black. I think that's is that a black turtleneck underneath? And his wife was dressed like Jill and Melania, now black, and I'm like, he's fighting the whole freaking war. You out here, he could wear black, you couldn't wear black. You ain't in a war. So I'm just, that's true. A lot of people did. They did. Girl, did you say he's kind of cute? Okay, girl. Okay. So, by the way, is Putin married? You know what? Do he got any kids? I never see him with the woman. Like everybody else, that like either they're married. That should really tell you something right there. Like if you had a woman at your house, a good woman, would you be out here trying to like start wars with people? I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. Thank you, Sidra Watkins, Mama Lisa, Carlette Goodwin, Lindsay, anyone else that I may have missed. Thank you so much for listening to me, especially all these little interruptions. But definitely check out the articles. If you miss anything, definitely go back to the replay. I really do hope we really do need an end to the Russian-Ukrainian war. But the thing is, Putin don't care like Trump don't care. And Trump really just wants Ukraine to accept that Russia actually invaded Crimea before they invaded the other part of Ukraine years before, and so Trump just like, oh, just let them have the territory. But it's like, hey, popular sovereignty. But now that Putin is sending missiles to Kiev, after you already said you were going to do a ceasefire, and then more people are dying, now Trump is looking like he crazy. Like, oh damn, I'm on. Oh, thank you. Putin is divorced and has 2 daughters. See, okay. See, this is telling right here. This is telling. Divorced and has 2 daughters. Because Ronald Reagan was divorced too, but he got remarried to Nancy and had more children. It's just. I mean, Al Gore and his wife actually are separated, but they still married. Last time I checked, I checked the other day. I'm just like, you had somebody at home. Maybe did you love you back? I mean, Melania probably kind of like Trump now. I mean, she at least act like it. They divorced in 2014, 10 years ago. Wait a minute, isn't that when he invaded Crimea? Oh Lord, you mean to tell me this man is over here starting a damn war because he angry about his divorce? He angry about his wife divorcing him. He depressed, so everybody else got to suffer because he ain't got nobody. Lord, Is it wrong to pray for a heart attack or somebody have a stroke and they become incapacitated and they can't do their job? Just I'm just saying. Just you over. That's the same year he made Crimea, I think. Sir, do you mean all we need to do is get you some good PUSSY and you might stop you might stop bombing Ukraine. Lord, somebody send him. Try. You know all the good stuff at now. You always say you grabbing it. You was paying for it. Just send him somebody over. Just send somebody over there. So he can start. So he can stop the ceasefire. Lord. That's all I gotta think about. It's just we just need to send you a woman. That's all we need to do. So you can stop fighting people. The only way I think this is me, I think would Trump would have to put his foot down and stand with the European Union and Ukraine. But somehow he would have to undo those tariffs to get China to side with them too. Because right now, what needs to happen to Putin, he needs to be isolated. And right now, the only person that's really being isolated is the United States, financially. But if you want Putin or Russia to be isolated financially and physically, which means they can't get the resources unless he stops invading and fighting Ukraine, you got to get. I think Japan may be on board. Japan, China, and see the thing is North Korea is siding with Putin on this. Unless the United States stops this lets not Iran. Well, maybe Iran too. Let North Korea and Iran have a nuclear program. Be like, look, we need to put ice on Putin so we can get this ceasefire and this war stopped. We're gonna let y'all have a nuclear program, but we're not gonna tell nobody we allowing y'all to have a nuclear program. Central Walkers, maybe so. You know, I'm just like he has to be isolated, and it's like to me, I feel like he remembers the good old days. Like he's doing like okay, like you know, like Trump is like doing "Make America Great Again." Putin wants to make Russia the USSR again. Like he wants to good all day, but he wants to be Stalin this time. And it's like eventually Stalin was suffering I think he's had a stroke or something and people didn't check him and then it was like and then you know eventually you know I think the second stroke or whatever took him and then someone else was in charge. So like Putin, you're not gonna live forever, sir. You know, Putin used to be the prime minister. Then they had term limits. You know, he couldn't be prime minister because the prime minister usually is the one that runs the government. But in Russia, they had a prime minister and a president, same as Jamaica. But then after he was prime minister, they got term limits. He ran for president. But then it was like he was still doing the same thing that he was doing when he was prime minister. He just jumped a job. You know, so he could stay there. And I think they may have also had term limits for the president, but I think they disregarded that. And I think there may have been like a fake election where supposedly everyone agreed that he should be the president again. See, that's where Trump got that shit from. He's trying to do that. No. 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 See what I'm talking about? I bet you they are over there in the dictator group chat. Trump, Putin, Kim Jong-un, the guy from India, the Prime Minister of India, and El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. They are in our dictator group chat. I'm telling you, they think okay. They in a dictator. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, and this Trump don't understand something. You told people to go down into the Capitol to do something. Do you not understand that there's a thing called karma? That the same thing can happen to you this time. That people that don't like you. Do you know this man has been getting all kind of death threats? That there's someone been trying to kill him like three or four, two, at least 2 or 3 more times since the damn election. Like, sir, come on. Just stop. Just stop. But anyway, let me get off here, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to me, engaging with me. Please like, share, subscribe. Yeah, like y'all like, share, subscribe. There's so many other videos I would love to make. I just wish I had time, but I don't. It is just like that would be a really good parody series. The real dictators of the world. The real dictators of Earth. Kim Jong-un, Trump, Bukele, the Prime Minister of India, and Kim and Putin. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna get up off of here. Talk to you later. Bye. Whew.